Hello friends. So today I was actually scanning, so today is the 9th of August and I was scanning through my regular weekly CCI scanner, and what I found is a very interesting stock which hasn't performed since more than 10 plus years, and I found this interesting stock which came in my scanner today. Now I've talked about the scanner multiple times, and this is one of my primary scanners where I used this scanner to find stocks which are changing from long-term downtrends to an uptrend, right? So this scanner would help you to find a stock right when it's starting an uptrend. And I've found many such scanners, many such stocks in the last 4 years, and I've been using this predominantly. Right now, if you haven't used the scanner and if you're on the link, go to my Twitter and it's there in the pinned tweet. It's called CCI Investing Strategy, and you will find this weekly scanner exactly there. It's a very simple scanner. Weekly CCI crossing above 100 on the weekly time frame. You know, I'm looking for stocks which are greater than 10 rupees. I'm looking for stocks which has 50,000 volume. Now this can be an optional filter. You can enable that if you want, or you can disable that if you want. And then I'm looking for stocks which have a market cap of greater than 500 crores. Now let's look at what are the stocks that we have today in the scanner. Right now, if you see here, we've got 11 stocks today when the Nifty actually has not done, when the small caps and mid caps haven't done that well, right? And if you go through this set of stocks, you will see that Patel Engineering, Network 18 Media, IPCA is a beautiful setup. So if you're looking at investing in IPCA, today is a beautiful time to enter the stock. Then we have Tata Chemicals, Galaxy Surfactants, again another nice stock, Tilak Industries, Cummins, again a nice stock from the capital goods space. Kajiria Ceramics, Tata Consulting, Plastic Blends and Siemens. So we have two stocks from the capital goods space, but that's not what we're going to focus on. Today, our focus is going to be on a media stock, right? So from this entire thing, we know that Network 18 Media is the stock that we're looking at, and today it has gone up 7.5% and it is available at 51.6 rupees. Now that's how I found the stock. Now today we're going to look at Network 18 Media stock. Now don't forget to wait until the end of the video, because I have a beautiful target. I have a massive target for the stock just because it has not performed for so many years, and I see a massive potential for the stock. And stay with me till the end of this video so that you get to know the targets and also my approach on how I'm going to invest in the stock, how you also can invest in the stock. Okay, so let's move on to the charts. Right, so this is the stock, right, that I'm looking at. So this is the stock since 2007, right? It got listed in 2007 and it had a massive downtrend. It came all the way from 600, it came all the way to 57 rupees. Then it again went to 190, 200 odd levels. Then it came again all the way down to 30. It went to 60. So if we see on the weekly charts, this is a lower high and lower low formation. Now I'm just going to add a pivot just for you to understand what this means. Right, so if you just search for pivot, I'll show you why this is a lower high lower low formation. So if you see this value on the top, I'm just going to hide everything. This value, if you see, it's reducing every time. So it was 191, then it came to 71, now it's 64, now it's 50. Right, on the first time, this value is trying to be crossed on the upper side. So today, if you see, the value is 51.6, and again on the lower side, if you see, this was 55, 58, 25, 27, 14. So I feel this downtrend which the stock has been since 2007 is on the verge of completion, because the stock has completed that low high low low formation, and we are making a new higher high for the first time since 2007 on the weekly charts. Now when I zoom on to the daily charts, you will see a much interesting pattern which I'm noticing. But if you notice here, I'm not, so many of them would, I'll just remove all of, probably just keep all of this. Now many of them would draw, you know, trend lines like this. You know, first of all, the trend line broke out here, but then again went into consolidation, right? And then some people might just take this and just draw this here. Let's remove all of this and let's focus on this, right? So you can't just, if you draw this, so basically it broke out here, kind of did a retest and it's going higher. Yes, that's one of the ways to draw trend lines, but many people do this on the linear scale. Right now, if you see here, I have disabled log scale. Now I've enabled. So I'm just disabling and I'm showing you why you should use log scale. And if you see in the log scale, this is not clear at all. Now, if you have to draw a trend line, how do I draw a trend line here, right? So it's not possible. It's impossible to draw a trend line. Now, if someone says that the stock broke out downtrend here, that's not the right way to invest. I've seen some big handles not using log scale on long-term charts. That's really wrong. That's not the way to do, not the way to look at technical analysis. So switch on the log scale if you're looking at long-term charts, and then first try to draw a trend line connecting that point and that point, right? And just try to extend this to your left, right? Sorry. Yeah, extend left line and extend right line, and you see we had a breakout here and then it again went back in. So that's not a right trend line at that point. So what you have to do is then look for the next slope, right? So this is probably one of the slopes, but then I look at this slope here, right? Now the key point to note here is that I'm just going to take without an extended line, right? I'm just going to unextend this, right? So the key point note here is this trend line, right? So after this multiple downward moves, this is kind of the trend line that is forming right now. And if you see, I have the first touch point here, the second touch point, the third touch point, and the fourth touch point. Now, if you've read my blog about trend lines, I've written a nice blog on how to trend lines and what is the significance of trend line and how trend lines should be actually looked at. So if you see here, I've given some major principles of how to draw trend lines. So go through this chart, and if you want more, I think I've also given another chart on how to identify the stock trend using trend lines, and there are 3 rules which I've mentioned. Now, according to these 3 rules, the first rule is you need to have 3 touch points on the trend line, right? So that's the first rule. Next is you need to have a long trend line. So here, the longer the trend line, the longer duration of the trend line, the much reliable it is. So this trend line, if you see, is forming from 2014 till 2021. So that's since June 2014. So it's almost 7 years long trend line is getting broken out for the first time. And this kind of retested this and went down again. Now it is still not broken out. Now I'm preempting this breakout. Why am I preempting this breakout? Because this previous high has been broken. We are crossing the previous high on the weekly time for the first time. And if you just take and draw this support here, now I'm just connecting this point and I'm cutting this point here, right? This point over here. Now if you see, this week we had a breakout, then it corrected all the way, it came and retested that breakout zone. Now if you see here, this high was 45.9, this was 45.75, and if you see this low, this is 46 exactly. Now that's a perfect retest, and it's moving up again, right? Now I'm just zooming into the daily charts. Now if you see again here, and I'm switching to the linear scale now, and if you draw a trend line over here on the daily charts, this is a perfect retest of the trend line on the daily charts, right? Now you might say that this is a kind of a spike. That's totally fine. Or you can also draw this trend line like this, and you can say that, this is, you can say that we touched from here as well, right? So this trend line, if you look at, we touched here also. So I'm taking this as for now, and I'm going to connect that point over there, right? You can connect that also there, but whatever it is, whatever trend line you draw, this is kind of a perfect retest of the trend line, and we have kind of reversed today. Now today we moved a 7.5%, right? And the stock is looking good. So on the daily time frame, we have retested the breakout on the daily time frame. On the weekly charts, we had a breakout again here. First time we are making higher highs, and we try to cross the previous highs. On the monthly chart, if you see on the log scale, you'll see that it's a beautiful trend line breakout, which is about to happen probably in the next couple of weeks. So that's a setup. Now let's look at the fundamentals, right? So for the fundamentals, I have screened out in. Now if you look at the fundamentals, the company has somewhat kind of changed the way it's been working. Now since 2010, this company has been a loss-making company. If you see, every year the operating margins has been negative, right? Almost negative. But in the last 2-3 years, right, since this year until now, the company has been making profits for the first couple of times, right? So first year 2020 it made profits, 2021 it made profits, and also trailing the TTM also is making profits, meaning the coming year, this financial year which is in progress. So that's a nice improvement in the margins, right? Even the quarterly charts, if you see, we have 15% operating margins, and we have posted 144 crores. And the borrowings, if you see here, the interest also is kind of coming down. So we are around 128 crores. And if you see the borrowings here, the borrowings also has come down from 3,000 crores, it's come to 2,400 crores right now. And how are the reserves? There's not much reserves left, but probably they're paying off all the debts. No one knows. But since the stock has been in downtrend for all these years, I feel that downtrend is probably getting over. That's just a prediction. It's all a probability game, but you want to be on the right side of the probability. So hope we are on the right side of probability. That's why we also have a stop loss. Also, if you see, the ROCE has been 11%, 20% for the last couple of years. So something is changing in the company, right? And the promoters hold a significant, significant amount of the shares, and the FIs have started increasing the stake after many years, right? After many quarters, they have started increasing the stake from 3, they've gone to almost 3.8, right? DIs don't have much of stake. But another thing to notice is today the news that has been flashing on social media in the last couple of days, or I'm not sure when, but Network 18 is probably planning a big bang entry into the sports broadcasting. Now, sports broadcasting is probably one of the, I'm not sure if you know, do correct me, but it's one of probably a good margin business, I feel, and Reliance is not into that segment yet, and that entering into this segment probably might prove good for the stock, and maybe the markets are trying to predict that, and that's why we had this nice move first in June 20 last year. Then we had nice consolidation, again we are having a move. So I feel the pace is picking up of the stock, and the stock is going to head higher. Remember, I have not told you the targets yet, so do stay with me for the targets. But let's look at some of the major resistance zones, right? So this is one of the major resistance zone that I'm looking at, right? So I'm just going to mark it wide so that you see. So that's a major resistance zone that I'm looking at. So if we cross 70 odd, right, then probably the targets are going to be much higher, but I'm not going to tell the targets yet so that you watch the complete video. So at this point, this level of 71, here again level of 71, that needs to be crossed, and if you cross 71, 72 levels, then probably you're going to see much higher targets, right? But for now, why are we entering the stock? The primary reason is we're entering the stock just because it is going to break out from this trend line. And also remember the scanner that I mentioned. The scanner that I mentioned is this stock has come on a scanner because it has crossed CCI above 100, and the relative strength, if we see the relative strength also is above the 52-week moving average, right? So these are the reasons why we're entering a stock. Now let's look at where is the stop loss. Right now the stop loss is, since we have now we retested this breakout zone. So this was the breakout here, right? We broke out from here, and we have now retested the zone again. Here at this point we retested, and now probably we're heading higher. Also the trend line is, this is the trend line that we are probably looking at, right? So since this is a trend line, and right now we've just reversed from this point, so I'm going to keep a stop right around 46, 45 levels. So 45 is going to be my stop. Right now the stock is at 51.6, so 45 to 51.6 is 6.6 rupees stop. That's around 11-12% stop loss. But what is the target? The target is going to be this. Right now on the daily zone, the first target that I'm going to look at is, right now we are at 51. So the first target I'm going to look at is this level, which is 63. Right now, once 63 is crossed, then our next target is going to be around this high, which is around 71, right? So from 51, if we head to 70, 71 levels, so that's a 20 rupees. So let's 20 rupees profit on a stop of what is it? 7 rupees stop. So that's already a 1:3 risk reward. So if you have risked 7 rupees in this stock and you're giving 21 rupees, so that is 1 rupee you're betting and you made 3 rupees. So 7 rupees you're betting and you make 21 rupees. Now how many shares you buy, that is completely up to you. It doesn't really matter. What matters is how much you're risking and how much you're making. But if we cross 72, which is a major resistance in this stock, right, then you know what my targets are? Any guesses? Let me know in the comment section if you get the guesses. But I'm going to look at a target of 170 odd levels, right? So that's the target I'm going to look at, is 175. Okay, so that is 3x from here, and with just 7 rupees stop, you're going to get 120 rupees profit, right? 125 rupees profit. So that's the target. Now if you have any doubts about the targets, let me know. But remember, always stop loss is very important. So I'll also be investing in this stock. So tomorrow, if I am also investing, and if you're also investing, do let me know every now and then. Whoever is invested, do let me know in the video of this comment section if you're planning to invest. Otherwise, I'll also be helping you with the exit of the stock in case you want to. I'll also be investing, as I said. Now, how do we invest, right? So right now we are today at this point, right? We are at 51.6 rupees. Now you have to ensure that your stop is at right now 45 rupees. So 45, 52, 7 rupees stop. So let's say you have, now let's open Excel sheet. Let's open the trade with, so I'm just going to show you the calculations, right? So that you know how much you should invest. So by any chance, if you have not watched the Trade with Trendline series, go and watch that series so that you know how to manage risk. So today our stop is at 45, and our entry is at 52. Let's assume entry is at 52, right? So just to make it simple. Now what is a stop? A risk is 7 rupees. I'm sorry, I lost the sheet. Okay, let's enter again. So the stop loss is at 45, the entry is at 52, the risk is 7 rupees. So let's say I have a capital of 10 lakhs. I'm just assuming. Okay, now what is if you have 10 lakhs, I don't lose more than 1% of my capital. So 1% of 10 lakhs is 10,000. So I want to calculate basically how much shares I can buy, right? So if I have to lose 10,000, okay, I can lose maximum 10,000 in this stock. I will not lose more than that. And if I can maximum lose 7 rupees on one share, I can buy 1,428 shares. So total amount that I can invest in this stock is 1428 into 52, which is the current price. So out of 10 lakhs, I can invest 74,256. So that's the amount that you should be investing tomorrow if you're looking to buy at 52. Now, if you're looking at to buy, let's say tomorrow it goes to 50, you want to buy at 50, then probably now the stop is just 5 rupees, right? So because the stop loss is 45, the stop loss will not change. So now you can buy 2,000 shares at 52. So if you buy 2,000 into 52, so you can invest 10 lakhs. So the smaller the stop loss, the bigger the amount that you can invest in a stock, right? So that's how you calculate the quantity that you want to buy. So but tomorrow, let's say we head for higher from here. Let's say we head to 58, but meanwhile let's say we do this kind of a pattern. I'm sorry, just a minute. Yeah, so tomorrow if we head higher and then we come back low and then we head higher, then we come back low, then we head higher. So when we break this high, right, then you enter again, you move your stop from this point, you move your stop from 45 to this point. So first you move your stop loss here and then you move your stop loss there, or you can add even at this point, or you can add at this point, whichever point you want, but then move your stop loss there and repeat the same process and ensure that you don't, on both the positions, after you combine both the positions, you should not be losing more than 10,000 rupees, right? I will do this, I will help you calculate this while I'm also taking this trade, but this is the stock that I want to discuss. Don't forget, if you're planning to invest in this stock, which has a potential to give 300% returns, do let me know in the comment section. And if you want more such videos, I want you to like this video and I want you to share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, so let's see where this stock goes. Fingers crossed. I will be posting updates on this video. I will also post this on Twitter. Okay, thank you and have a good day.